having an ass that apparently is she's just obsessed, I feel, Adriana.
I don't know.
Who do you think will reconcile first, Nicole and Marysol, or Adriana and Larsa?
Nicole and Marysol, for sure, before the latter. Yeah, I think that you'll see on the reunion part 2, it just escalates. It just gets so petty, is what I'll say. It gets petty. It's cringeworthy. It's just kind of like, really, like it's just too much concentration on just the bullshit to me, So you'll see. You'll see.
Well, I mean, I can't wait to see. Do you think that Adriana is trying so hard, specifically with Larsa, because, listen, well, first of all, are you shocked that you filmed this season, you watched in the past that we have Marysol and Adriana are friends of, they're not quote unquote housewives. Like
I am, yeah. There should have been housewives. I mean, the OG status, right? So like by default, you would think like, okay, just out of, history, you would think for sure. So it was surprising for all of us, for sure.
Do you think that's why Adriana is like, well, I mean, I guess she didn't necessarily know maybe during filming, but like, do you think she kind of tried to bring it, like play it up, like purposely towards Larsa? Because technically, if you think about it, the biggest name in the world, like the overall world before this season, was Larsa in a sense. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like if you want to create your splash, I think that's where you push your.
Sure. I don't know. I mean, I just know that I will never overperform and get undercompensated. That's what my perspective is, just that. So I always look at opportunity to say what, what's the give and what's the get, so yeah.
That's such a good motto for everything in life, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And the audience.
Get undercompensated, honey. Absolutely not, honey. You got to leave something to the illusion. And so it's worth the while.
Listen, I am all there with you.
Yeah.
What about Julia? I mean, like, listen, I agree. Andy even said this on the reunion. I agree. I mean, when I first heard that she was going to be on it and Martina, I'm like, we will see Martina once for the entire thing. And that, I mean, I'm like, wait a second, she's actually filming this reality show? Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. You don't understand the history of Martina Navratilova in my family. My brother who passed, he was the biggest tennis fan and he wanted to be a professional tennis player in the whole thing. So we used to watch every Sunday, for sure. We were watching tennis and she was there, and I get to meet her through Julia. It was unreal. Yeah.
Did you tell her that, like, with your brother and like this was big in your family?
I did. I didn't want to make it a thing, because God forbid if I speak too much, it's all about Guerdy then, right? Okay, so yeah.
Well, you are a cast member. You're allowed to have,
Exactly.
Was it ever a question of whether you were going to share, like you shared, like about your brother and his children and like your own loss? Like, was that like a hard thing to talk about? Like, did you ever think of maybe not sharing that? I mean, I think it's great.
Listen, I shared it with the audience pretty much. I shared it at confessionals. I never got to share it with any of the girls, nor my abortion. Not my abortion. I'm sorry. My miscarriage. I never got a moment to actually share. No one followed up and say, hey, what was that back there? I want to follow up with you. What happened? Lisa, yes, she did. She came to my house. We spoke about that, but no one else really kind of cared. I felt like, so it's interesting how, I know it was noted, put it that way, yeah.
I thought that was shocking, like you reveal this and okay, fine. It's different than this other situation with Julia, but it's still a big loss. And it was kind of, none of the girls seemed to embrace like following up with you, at least on the show.
Yeah, but it was the context of it all. When I was saying, like, you guys don't know what I've been through, the whole thing is like there was things leading up to that didn't make the edit. So every single time prior to that, it would be like everyone would be talking, but it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, Guerdy, you're always interrupting. Oh, Guerdy, my God, you're a lot. Oh, hey, you, because I was a newbie. So it just kind of built up into this whole thing of where I'm like, okay, enough of this already. You don't know where I come from, why I have the zest to live the way I do, why I'm like, I work so much and so hard that when I'm out in a social setting, I'm like, yes, have fun. And it's all good vibes, by the way. So it was kind of like, why are you telling me that I'm too much? What? Like stop stopping me from living my freaking best life. And this was like the 5th time I'm like, okay, but it got picked up as if like this girl's like, what's wrong with this girl? Like she's telling people to shut the fuck up. And what is she, are you gonna let me talk? It's always about, so it just kind of like was not narrated the way it really happened in a sense, but that's okay. Like I said, I take full accountability for everything that happened, but that's where it was coming from. It was like enough already after we had filmed other scenes and people were just kind of like lower this, like calm down, step back. And it's like, well, but you're not. So what makes you more valuable than me in this freaking setting? It doesn't make sense, So yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And I mean, so you're not like, it's good. I think it's great that you share these personal things. That's what the audience wants in their housewives.
Yeah. So yeah, I was able to share with the audience, briefly, but it's fine. And I'm the kind of person like I shut down. Like if I want to share something and I'm not given the opportunity to, you're not worthy of me wanting to share that with you. They're moving forward. And unless you come to me honestly and say, hey, my bad, I should have listened to you, whatever. But other than that, it's going to take a lot for me to ever open up about those big things in my life, because I took a gamble and I thought I could, and unfortunately it wasn't the right setting. So yeah.
I get it. So it's going to be, do you think so, like to your point, like next season, if everyone's back, like you think it'll take longer for you to open up about something really deep?
About some things. Yeah. That I hold near and deep, that I need the respect of true, like, true care. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I do. I don't think that's such a bad thing.
Yeah, of course.
What about, do you think, because to your point, a lot of people were shocked about Adriana and Marysol. Do you think next season, if they are back, that they will be housewives?
I hope. I think yeah, I know that, for the standard and the quota is usually a few, not, so many. I feel like, who cares? Who cares at this point? Let's just all be housewives and let's just live it up. It doesn't matter because they got the same or more filming time. So that doesn't even make sense. You see what I'm saying? Like for me, it's kind of like, the titles don't matter. It doesn't matter for our franchise, I think, So for others, maybe because it's really more set. But I think for us, because we're a reboot, we can kind of get away with a couple of things. And I think that what they did this season with the two friends, well, Kiki too, it's fine. We should all be housewives, we're not. Yeah.
I think, and there was a lot of crossover, and like they were at the reunion. There's more blurred lines.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah.
What do you say to people? Because this is also said online a lot. Listen, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just asking because
tell me
about people say, okay, Adriana has this feud with Larsa. That's something. There are things going on with her boyfriend now, maybe. Okay. But like, there's this thought process that Marysol was nothing other than Alexia's puppet. Like she had no storyline. There was no separate story except to kind of puff up Alexia.
Oh God! So you're talking about Marysol because you mentioned Adriana in the beginning.
Yeah,
Marysol. Right?
Yeah, meaning like Adriana had stuff.
Yeah, but like Marysol, to me, is the glue in a way. Think about it, like the way she pops into the confessionals and kind of like it's a Mama Elsa-esque, and I love the fact that it kind of keeps her memory alive channeling through Marysol, because Marysol was never that outspoken before. Remember, like back in this other season when I remember, thinking like she was more low key. Now she's like, oh, honey, what? Who did Larsa, like sleep with? MJ. Couldn't be Michael Jordan. She adds wit. She adds fun. She's, I don't know. I just think that it would be a